Viewers, you're welcome to Cybersecurity Beginner's Guide, Lesson 3, Linux Basics. So we're going to make progress on our cybersecurity lectures. My name remains Vincent Hope. So today we're going to be dealing with several things. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first point here is that just like Windows and Apple iOS operating system, Linux is a free and open source operating system. It means that you can get as Windows, you have Windows operating system, you have Apple operating system, which works for mobile devices. Linux is also an operating system. Now, let's make progress. Second point is that as an operating system, we're trying to define what an operating system is. It is designed to manage system hardware resources such as the CPU, memory, and storage device. The essence of every operating system, just like Windows and Linux, like what we are about to learn now, is to manage hardware resources. Manage your CPU, manage your memory allocated to a particular application or software, and the storage space in your hard disk. Now, let's make progress. Linux also serves as because it's an operating system, it serves as an intermediary. That's what an operating system does between the user and the hardware and the application. So if the user wants to allocate space to the memory, wants to save space into the hard disk, he or she requires an operating system, and Linux is an operating system. Let's make progress. Now, because it is open source, its source code is available on the internet to freely view, modify to suit specific tasks, and distribute. Now, we said that Linux is an open source operating system. That was the first definition we use here. Open source operating system. So open source simply means the source is available freely to view and to modify. You can find it on the internet, unlike that of the Windows operating system. Let's make progress. Now, just like Windows has different versions, such as Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, Linux also has different versions, and its own versions are called distributions, which are OS developed on the Linux kernel or core. What does that mean? Windows have Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. Linux itself was first developed as an open source operating system, means that people had the opportunity to view it and modify it to suit their own specific tasks. Now, what they could view was the view and modify was the Linux kernel, which is simply the core or the main code that drives Linux. And those who have viewed it and modified it, they call it different. Everybody uses a different name, which is called distributions. Examples, we have the Ubuntu, we have Fedora, we also have Kali Linux, which is what we're going to be learning to use. Now let's make progress. Now, Kali Linux. What is Kali Linux? Kali Linux is a Debian-based Linux distribution or version specifically designed for penetration testing and cybersecurity tasks. Cybersecurity tasks like security audits and forensic analysis. It comes equipped with a wide range of tools organized into categories like information gathering, vulnerability analysis, wireless attacks, password cracking, and social engineering. So that is what Linux can be used for. It can be used for information gathering, vulnerability analysis, wireless attacks, password cracking, and social engineering. You can run Linux as a standalone operating system, just like Windows, or you can run it on Windows operating system. Means you already have a Windows operating system functioning. Then you install the Linux operating system side by side using a VMware. So if you want to use Linux on Windows, or you want to install Linux on Windows, you have to use a software called a VMware. Now, what is a VMware? A VMware is a virtualization software that allows multiple operating systems to run on a single physical server or computer. So you already have a computer running Windows and you want to run other operating systems, you can use a VMware or virtualization software. Now let's make progress. Now we go to how we can run this. Let's minimize this. Now we want to run Linux. Here we already have a Windows 11 operating system functioning. It has all the different devices. It has all the different, it has been installed. So you have all the applications available here, Excel, PowerPoint, and the rest of it. Now we want to run the Linux operating system on this Windows 11 background. So what do? We install this software, which is called what? A VMware. You can see as I put my cursor there, it says VMware Workstation Pro. This is the icon here, which has already been installed. So if you want to successfully do that, you install the VMware Workstation Pro. Now if I double click it, okay, now look at the Kali Linux, the virtual VMware workstation. So what do you see here? You see your memory. It has allocated some resources to the hardware on the system. Memory 2 gig, the processor 4, hard disk is allocated 80.1 GB, network adapter, anything not available, then USB controller present, sound card, auto detect, and the rest of them. So if we want to start our Linux environment, we come to this option here, power on this virtual machine. We click on it, and we click on it, it powers on the Linux environment. So it says booting in how many seconds? So this is the Kali Linux environment, still booting. So now let's wait for it to finish its booting process. Okay, now this is the Linux logo. Okay, so now let's see how we can make progress. So we're waiting for it so that we can log in. Now, what do we do now? We now log in. To log in, we simply just type Kali. Kali is the username. Then we come here and we also enter Kali as the password. Now this is different in different environments. So the username and the password will be different on your system. So when I click login now it will take me into the Kali desktop environment. Now we're still waiting for it, still booting. Okay, quickly. So this is the desktop. You see the Kali Linux logo appeared. So on the desktop, just like your Windows desktop, you see you have some information here. You have some icons here. You have trash, which is like a recycle bin. Your file system, your home. These are some of the files that have been created. This blue one is a directory. Now, quickly to navigate this screen, you click on the Kali Linux logo, you can see all the kinds of options that are there and the kinds of operations that can be performed with Kali Linux, like for example, information gathering, vulnerability analysis, web analysis, and the rest of it. Then if you also move here, you see you also have some option, terminal and emulator root, terminal emulator, and the rest of it. Now, if you click on this option here, for example, you see most of the directories that have been created that are available in this Kali Linux environment. Then we have, let's come to this other point here, which is the terminal emulator, which is what we're going to use now. So briefly, so let's jump right into it by working with the Linux environment, starting with the terminal emulator. If you want to work on the terminal, because you're going to be using that environment for a lot of your work, so you can come to this icon here, click on it, and click on terminal emulator. You see it starts here. Then, or you simply click on this icon here. Okay, you are back here. So this is the terminal emulator. So the first thing we are going to do in this terminal emulator is to change the appearance and see, make it either bigger or so that we can see it bolder. So we can come here to File, come to Preferences, then we come to Change here. Now you can see that the size is 18, just like in your normal text environment. So you can increase the size to make it a bit bigger. Let's make it 20. We click OK, and we click OK. Now you can see it's a bit bigger here. Now let us see who is using this system. Now you can type your first command here. You can say, who am I? And you press enter. You can see that the username here is Kali. It could be Matthew, it could be Mark, depending on the name that was logged in. Then we want to know who the host is, and where is the username? Is the first one here. Who is the host? You can type the command host's name, and you press enter. The host name is still Kali. So in your system, your username can be Matthew, the host name can be Vincent, can be any other name. So that is that. So, but both of them here are Kali. Okay, now another command we will learn. So we used who am I? We've used host name. Another command we will learn is also called clear. Clear means clear screen. You press enter, it will clear the screen. Okay, you can also display date on your terminal emulator on Linux. Type date. It will give you the date, Tuesday, January 28th. This is the time and the rest of the information. Okay, you can also check what is called the present working directory. Where are you working from? So you press pwd, you press enter. You can see that your present working directory is Kali, and it is you're working in Kali, which is under home. Now, another thing you can view your history. History simply means all the commands that you have used on this terminal emulator. You press enter. You can see you have used clear, you have used date, you have used PLS, sudo shutdown, and the rest of it. So these are the commands that have been used so far. Now, if you want to list your files and directories in your Kali Linux, you simply use the command ls. You press enter. Now you see ls. Now these are all the files you have. These are the blue ones are the folders. C is a music folder. Class is C class, computer, cyber, all these ones are folders. The ones in white are all files. The blue ones are folders. Now, so if I want to see exactly what is inside a particular file, a particular directory, for example, this desktop, I can type ls, I can type desktop here. Let me put it correctly. Desktop, press enter. You can see now inside the desktop folder you have the day directory, new 1, new 3, new merge, and new 2. These are all the files and folders in this. Let me try another one. Let me type ls and I type videos. Let's see whether there's anything inside. You can see now it did not display any information. That means there's nothing inside this folder. So let's make progress on that. So if we also let's type something like this, ls desktop, for example, /etc, press enter. Okay, let's give it again. ls desktop, just want to show you something, space etc. Now /etc shows you all the files that are under the desktop folder. Look at the command we typed. We typed ls, list the files in the etc directory under the desktop folder. You can see that all these folders are shown before they were previously hidden. So this etc is under desktop. So all the files, these are the white ones, the files and the folders are being shown. Okay, now let's clear the screen. Okay, and press enter. Now let's make progress. Now let's list the files again in our desktop environment. Press enter. Okay, we have day. Okay, Let's list the files if we have any files. I want to see what is inside this day. So what do? I'll say desktop. Then I give space and I type a day. I'm listing the files inside this, which is inside this. Press enter. Okay. It says no such a file. Okay, sorry, I did not put so I said ls desktop space / day and press enter. Beautiful. Okay, ls day, no such file or directory. Okay, let me go back to the command. Okay, this is the command. I have a day file. Go back here. I delete this, press enter. Oh, fine. I'm supposed to use ls desktop / day. Now it's telling me now there is it did not display information, means there's nothing in day desktop. So if I type ls again, you can see okay, ls directory, press enter. Okay, well, let me change it back, cd, change it back to let me type ls desktop. Okay, inside my desktop file, desktop, press enter. We have one day folder here and we have 3 texts. So I want to check what is inside this one. I just want to repeat it for the purpose of clarity. I type desktop / day and I press enter. Now it does not display anything because there is no file or folder in this day. Now let's make progress. Now if I want to display information in details, for example, if I type ls desktop, for example, I press enter, it shows me this folder and this files that are here. Now if I want to see it in more detail, I can say ls space -l, okay, -l, and I type desktop and I press enter. Now it shows me the files, but it shows me in details now. You can see now, let's take the day. Now the day, it shows you it was done under Kali. It was told you it was created on January 25th and it told you the time 10:40 a.m. Then look at this other one too. It told you the day it was created in January 22nd. So Kali ls-l gives you a more detailed description of files. Now, if we want to do it, want to have a more human readable one, we can say ls-h, then we say desktop, which is show me the information, the files in a folder inside this desktop folder, and make it human readable and press enter. Now you can see now it just gives me it straightforward, no issues. Okay, now it makes it human readable. Now if I want to change, I have been operating from the home directory. For example, you want to view the present working directory pwd, press enter. You see that you are still under Kali and home. I want to change the directory to desktop. I simply say cd and I type it desktop. I press enter. Now you can see that you see Kali/desktop. If I type what is called the present working directory and I press enter, you can see that the present working directory is desktop, which is under Kali, which is under home. So that's how you enter the present working directory. If I want to go back one step backwards, I simply type cd, give a space, ... and I press enter. If I take present working directory and I press enter, you can see it's Kali under home. If I want to go one step backwards, I say cd space ... again, press enter, and I type present working directory, press enter. You can see I'm now under home. Now if I want to go back to Kali, cd space Kali, press enter, and I type present working directory, press enter. You can see I'm back to Kali, and I type cd space desktop, I press enter, and I type present working directory, press enter. I'm back to desktop. If I want to go 2 steps, I want to eliminate this and go back to home straight. I can say cd space ... /... and I press enter. Now, let's say what is the present working directory. You can see now it is home. So it has moved 2 steps backwards from desktop to Kali back to home. So, and I want to go back to the present working directory, which is Kali under home. I simply type CD without any dots and I press enter, and I type present working directory and I press enter. You can see I'm back to home Kali. So now let's make progress. Let's clear the screen, press enter. Now we are back here. So let's see how we can modify files, create files and modify files in Calyx Linux. So you use the command called nano. So let's type nano. You want to create a file. If I type nano and I press enter, it opens the nano editor. In this nano editor, I can type something. I can say, I am testing nano. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just like your normal editor, I have to save. But let's say I want some help here. I can type Ctrl G. It will tell me description about nano. The nano editor is designed to emulate functionality, blah, 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 and the rest of it. So what do? I can simply type, just press Q to go back to where I was. This is I'm testing nano. So I want to save it. Look, I say write out, which is Ctrl O. This sign up means Control, then O, Control R, Control X. So let's use Control O. Press the Control key and O. It will ask me file name to write. So I can call it assign 1. Let's call it assignment 1 or assign 1. And I press enter. Look at it here. Assign 1. I can actually maximize the screen. Let me maximize it a bit. Assign 1. Okay, so this is assign 1 and I want to exit it. Look at the command for exit, Control X. So I say Control X. Then if I list my files now and I press enter, you can see assign 1 is here, beautifully created here. Okay, now so assign 1 has been assigned. Okay, so if you want to what do we want to do here again? So if I want to create another file, which we don't have to create a file already, so I still can type if I want to create a file direct without going through the process of saving a file, I can simply just say nano and call it assign2 and I .text, for example, and I press enter. This file was not existing before, so if I press enter, it creates it directly. So that's the faster way to do it. I can type, I have tested the nano editor now. I have tested the nano editor. And now what do you use? Control X to, Control O to save. Control O. Control O tells me it has already saved the name is already there, so I don't need to try to find it. So I just simply use Control S. It has saved the information. If I said Control X now, or let me find him to assign it to, let me still use the same assign. Since it's still asking me to do so, I can say assign. Let me just say assign2.text, the same text I want to use. And I click Control S and I press Control C to exit, to cancel. Okay, then I now put Control X to go out of the place. It says, do you want to save or modify? I said no. Now if I type ls, let's see whether the file, okay, we didn't get the file, so we did not save it well. So let's go back. So we just say nano assign, let's type it properly, assign2.txt, press enter, type any information, blah blah blah, press enter, blah blah blah, press enter. Then let's complete Control S to save. I use Control S now, then Control X to exit. Then let's type ls and see. Beautiful. So you can see now it is created. So what did we do again? I create another one, nano assign 3. I won't put .text. I press enter. It is already there. I type all the gibberish inside the file or any information. I press Ctrl S. It's already saved here. Then press Ctrl X. And I type ls. Beautiful. So you see my file is now showing here. So we've done that. We are done with this. Now we're going to use what is called the cat command. So let me clear this, and I press enter. Now cat is used, it's called the concatenation command. Is used to display the content of a file. What are the files we have? We have SLS, we have assign1, assign2, assign3, merge, blah blah blah. So I want to see what is inside assign1. Say cat or cat assign1. Press enter. You see what is inside. I am testing nano. Let's do the same thing for assign2. Assign2.txt. Press enter. It shows you what is inside the file. If I want to display the content with numbers, I can say cat. Instead of using just cat, I can say okay, cat assign2.txt. Now I give a space dash and number the content for me. Now you can see now here there was no numbering, here it numbers it. So that's how to display. Now I want to show a hidden file, which is where your password and login details are being stored. So I can type cat /etc/password, press enter. Okay, I didn't give enough space. cat/etc/password. Always note what I use. Beautiful. So it has come out Debian, blah blah blah, SSLS. So where is our hidden password? Look at it here, Khalid. So when you want to do that for any system, you will see the password name. So if it is Matthew, you will see it here. If it's Vincent, you will see it here. If it's James, you will see it here. Now, let's make progress. Okay. Now, if we type, let's clear this screen. Press enter. If we type cat, and put a greater sign in front of it and say we want to create a new file, for example, cat, let's call it assign4, press enter. You can directly do it here without using that your nano. So you can now type line 1, line 2, line 3. Press enter. So what do? You now press Ctrl C to exit. If you type ls, now press enter, you can see you have assign4 here. Oh, you see assign4 here. If you want to check the content of your assign4, you simply say type cat assign4. Sorry, it's not assign4. Press enter. You can see the content here has been displayed. Okay. Now, if you type a new thing again and say cat assign4, press enter. You type, let's say line 4. Remember, line assign4 has line 1, line 2, line 3. I say line 4, and sorry, let me take it again. Cat assign4, which is the file name. Press enter. Okay. I want to add a new information in cat assign4 shows me the content here. I want to add a new information to assign to this file called assign4. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to simply say cat, put my greater sign, assign4. Assign4, I press enter. Remember, assign4 already has these 3 lines, so I type a new line, line 4, line 5, line 6, and I press enter and I press Ctrl C. Now, if I type cat to view this assign4, press enter, it will overwrite the first line 2, 3 there and put in the new one. So what do I do? If I want to add new information instead of overwriting it, what do? I type cat, greater, double greater sign, I'll say assign 4. Now I'll say line 7. I'm adding line 7, line 8, line 9. Press enter, Control C. Now if I type cat assign 4, you can see all the former ones, which is line 7, 8, and 9, were now added to this. Okay, if I type ls, for example, again I come back, I have assign 4. So if I want to merge the content of assign 4 and assign 3, what do? I will use this command. I will use cat assign 4, just give a space, then let's say assign 3. Put equal time, call the new file name, let's call it new assignment, or new assign, or call it assign 5. Assign 5. Press enter. Type ls. You can see a new file was created, assign 5. I want to check the content. I can type cat assign 5. Enter. You see the content of assign 4, which is from here to here, plus the content of assign 3, which is from here to here, were all merged in assign 5. So that's about that, how to merge files. Then finally, we're going to learn how to create directories. So you type ls, press enter. You see all the directories that are there. So let's make a beautiful directory, mdir space, let's call it open 1. Press enter. By press ls, you can see where is our open 1. You see the file, the directory here. I can also say ml make directory, okay, open 2 and open 3. I'm using 2 directories at the same time. So I say ls. Let's see what we have. You see open 2, so you can make 2 of them at once. Okay, so if you want to create a subdirectory now, open 4 under open 3, I can now say make directory, okay, -p, which makes, or I can say make directory but -p, and make open 4, which is a new directory, / open 5. Make a new directory called open 4, or in that directory make a subdirectory called open 5. Press enter. If you type ls, you see open 4. Open 5 is not visible. If I want to go to open 5, I'll type 3d space open 4, enter. You can see now it has opened 4. If I type ls, you can see I have open 5 there. So these are the basic commands of Linux.